Drop it is an important behavior that has invaluable safety benefits for your dog. Drop it teaches your dog to willingly let go of an item in their mouth rather than forcibly having to remove it. This reduces the likelihood of your animal running away with the item, gobbling it down before you get to it, or defensively guarding it as a prized possession. After you successfully taught Drop It, your pet will understand that releasing an object when asked pays off with high-value rewards that are greater in value than what they had in their mouth in the first place. Before getting started, identify a practice Drop It item. Ideally, this is an item that your dog is likely to pick up in their mouth, but not such a high-value item that they won't willingly release the item in exchange for a reward. Low-value toys or chews can work well as practice items during Drop It. You'll also need some rewards. These should be of higher value than the Drop It item. Higher-value toys, chews, or treats can work well as rewards. To begin, use a cue that gives your dog permission to take the Drop It item, such as, "Take it," then present the toy or chew. Once the item is in the animal's mouth, watch and wait for a moment of natural release. This may be when the animal loses interest and naturally lets go, or as the animal goes to readjust their jaws on the item. Say the word "drop it" just before or directly as your dog drops the item. Then mark and reward with a higher value reward item. Repeat this exercise using either the original Drop It item or the new item just given, as long as the animal remains relaxed and you have a reward that's of equal or even greater value to reinforce the Drop It. It's going to take a bit of practice and patience before your dog gets the hang of it, but stick with it. Here are a few additional tips that can help out. To encourage a natural Drop It to happen quicker, a higher value treat can be used as an enticement to get the dog to drop the item. Introduce it by first saying your cue, such as "Drop It," and then with your outstretched arm showing that enticing treat. Mark and immediately reward with the held out item. Be sure your distraction doesn't invade your dog's space. Stay at a distance that's comfortable for the dog and avoid leaning over or into the animal. If your animal loses interest and drops all items from their mouth and is unwilling to pick any more up, you may need to up your game a little bit and use an even more enticing item to get the animal's interest going again. Also, ensure that you're keeping your training sessions short. Remember, pets' attention spans are fairly short. 2 to 5 minute training sessions are plenty long for most dogs. On the opposite end of the spectrum, if your dog wants to hang on to a rewarded toy or chew, even after they're offered high-value rewards, it might be a good time to end the game. Don't take that toy, treat, or chew away. Instead, consider this as the final reward for the session and try again later. And in the future, try to make the difficulty level for your dog a little bit easier. Use a lower-value chew or a lower-value toy. Practice Drop It with a variety of items to encourage the pet's release of objects, regardless of their size or shape. Work up to practicing with higher value treats or toys, as well as items the animal is tempted to pick up in real life. For some pets, this may include items of clothing or household items like tissue. Keep in mind these higher value items need to be worked up to gradually, and only if the pet is able to handle the situation with the high reliability of release. The higher the value of the Drop It item, the higher value reward you'll need. Again, the goal of this exercise is for your dog to be rewarded for willing, happy release of held items, rather than feeling confronted, threatened, or in any way concerned about something being taken away. Your dog can't be expected to give up items just because they should, but you can expect them to release an item in exchange for an even better reward. The fair system of trading also applies in the case when actual off-limits items need to be dropped. It's important to replace a removed item with something even more valuable. If you trade fairly with your dog, it makes it even more likely they're going to willingly drop those items in the future. Now that you have a basic understanding of Drop It, go give it a try with your dog. We think you'll find it's a helpful skill in your journey toward a fear-free, happy home.